The president apologizing for his repeated promise that everyone can keep their health care plans if they choose to under Obamacare. It's a rather stunning reversal because, as now everybody has heard him give assurance after assurance for years that if you like your plan, you're going to get to keep it. We, of course, know that to be false. Some people will lose their insurance plans even if they like them. And just moments ago, the president spoke to Chuck Todd of MSNBC and responded to the anger that some Americans feel about that promise right now.
I regret very much that what we intended to do, which is to make sure that everybody is moving into better plans because they want them as opposed to because they're forced into it, that we weren't as clear as we needed to be in terms of the changes that were taking place. And I want to do everything we can to make sure that people are finding themselves in a good position, a better position than they were before this law happened. And I am sorry that they are finding themselves in this situation based on assurances they got from me. We've got to work hard to make sure that they know we hear them and that we're going to do everything we can to deal with folks who find themselves in a tough position as a consequence of this.
All right, John King, John Avlon, and Gloria Borger are here. John Avlon, you're sitting next to me, so let me start with you. You heard the words there, I am sorry. But you also heard a whole lot of things before it. I regret we might have misled. We weren't as clear as we needed to be. He didn't run into the I'm sorry part.
No. I mean, this president has been very reluctant to really take the reins of accountability when it comes to this colossal screw up with healthcare.gov, and now the questions about whether he wasn't telling the truth to the American people on all those sound bites, all those campaign stumps. There's an old saying in politics: when you're eating humble pie, you don't nibble at it. This president has a real problem eating humble pie. You got to scarf it down, and this is an attempt to try to own it and to say we're going to make it better. But you see the fundamental discomfort the president has with really saying, I'm sorry, I screwed up, I was wrong when I said those things on the stump.
I mean, you really do, John King. You hear that. He just doesn't want to do that. And even when he said he's sorry, it's within the context of, but hold on, guys, your plan is still going to be better. The vast majority of people, he wants to keep making that point.
Was it Ronald Reagan who said facts are stubborn things? I think the timeline here, Aaron, is very, very important. The administration, the Department of Health and Human Services, his administration knew in the summer of 2010 that as many of 2/3 of the people in that individual marketplace, people who buy insurance, would be impacted, that their plans might change. As many as 2/3 of them in July of 2010, and the president went through an entire re-election campaign 2 years later. 2 years later, telling the American people, you won't have to change your plan if you like it, period. That's the credibility ditch he's trying to dig himself out of. And the answer in that interview tonight might be a beginning, but it's a very modest beginning.